Okay, now it's time to talk about the white scrubbing pad. After I've brushed the tracks with the hand brush, the next step is going to be to start cleaning the window. So I'm going to wet my white scrubbing pad here, and then I'm going to go and look at the window for any bird poop, any kind of debris on the glass that I think isn't going to wash off with the washing wand. I'm going to take this white scrubbing pad and just kind of scrub the little areas. So, you know, let's say there's a bird poop here, I'm just going to scrub. Just look for the various debris, scrub it with the white scrubbing pad. What this is going to do is going to help prevent there from being ghost poop. Ghost poop is where if you don't scrub the poop and you just wash it with your washing wand, squeegee it off, you're going to see like a little clear white stain on the glass, and I call that the ghost poop. Basically that's coming from the acid in the poop etching the glass. So the white scrubbing pad will take care of most of that. Now if it's a window with a lot of bird poop, you're going to want to just go ahead and get the whole window wet. Scrub the entire window. And then if you really want to be extra sure, you can test the window with your scraper, make sure it doesn't have fabrication debris, and then scrape the entire pane of glass. Or you can scrape first, re-wet the window, and then scrub it with the white pad. It's up to you how you want to do that, but try to form a pattern that you're always going to use. So for me, I would wet the window, scrub first, then use my razor scraper, and then re-wet the window and squeegee it off. So these white pads here, the other thing I wanted to mention about these white pads is that they're specifically for glass. It has to be these white kind, so that there's no risk of scratching the glass with these pads. You do not want to use these white pads on tint on the inside of the house. You only want to use it on the outside of the glass. If you're going to use it inside, you got to make sure there's no tint on the window, otherwise this can scratch up the tint. Also, if you're doing a skylight, these work great on skylights, but some skylights are just made of plastic, and so certain plastic skylights, this can scratch it. So you need to do like a test area first and just make sure that by scrubbing with this white pad it's not going to mess up the plastic of the skylight. And then of course if it's a glass skylight, then you have no problem. And there's always a lot of bird poop on a skylight typically, so these are a must-have for cleaning all skylights. What else can I say about this white pad? They actually come twice this size. I cut mine in half, so I've cut mine in half so it can fit nicely back here in my pouch. Otherwise, if you fold them over, they get really hard to work with. They will also stick to some pull attachments. Like if you have a pole and you want to be down on the ground scrubbing, they do sell some, I don't know what they're called, but they're little attachments that hook onto the pole with like kind of a Velcro-y kind of grip to them, and these will just stick right to them. And then you can just sit down here and scrub like that if you don't want to work with the ladder. I prefer the ladder. I like to be right up on the glass and seeing what's going on, everything going on right there. So definitely need these. This is a must-have item. This has really changed my life when it comes to cleaning windows. I cleaned windows for a few years before I knew about these things, and it wasn't until I ran across another window cleaner who told me about these that really just made a big difference in my ability to clean windows quickly and effectively, and not have to sit there and nitpick every little speck. Before I knew about this, I was just using my scraper, and I would sit there and do this number, nitpicking every little speck, every little bird poop, and then I'd still have the ghost poop afterwards. And this just saves me from having to do all that. It also is great if you can't use your blade on the glass. If it has fabrication debris, you can still use this on the glass as where you can't use the blade. Now this isn't going to take off paint Like if someone's painted their house and it's sprayed on the glass, you definitely got to use your blade for that. This won't take that off, but it will take off dirt, bird poop, all that kind of stuff. So dog snot, snail trails, pretty much any of those kind of things. This white pad is going to remove that from the glass and make your windows bright and shiny. So this is a lifesaver. Definitely invest in these. They're very cheap. I think they're like 50 cents or 57 cents. Very inexpensive per pad. Usually buy them in bulk. You don't want to run out of these, and you can go through these fairly quickly. So load up on these. You'll be happy that you did. So the other thing that I wanted to mention about the white scrubbing pad is you can also use it to scrub the frame of the window. So it's not just, you don't have to use it just on the glass. If you need to use it on the frame, I wouldn't use it on the frame all the time. I would save it specifically for the glass, but if there's something nasty on the frame, you can use it to scrub the frame. Oftentimes on the end of your washing wand, you'll notice you have this little white pad here. That's what that's also for. You can also do the same thing like that. This wears out pretty quickly. It's not a lot of scrubbing pad there. It's pretty thin. So it's nice to have these nice big thick ones. But like I said, you can use it on the frame. You could use it in the track if you need to down here. But primarily for the glass, I would say for the glass.